government would have gotten on this earlier and moved more aggressively.
Senator Mitt Romney calling for action when it comes to more emergency supplies at local hospitals. We spoke one-on-one with the Utah senator about what's next for protecting those on the front lines.
A local company getting back to its employees during this uncertain time. Why a box of food means so much.
And as many try to adjust to working and learning from home, we'll show you how a local company is making things a little easier for kids and parents.
Another day with an opportunity to get outdoors. Then the big storm hit. Will we see valley snow? I'll let you know.
Our top story tonight at 9, new developments in the number of COVID-19 cases in Utah. Currently, the Utah Department of Health has counted 136 cases, but we've just learned from the Southwest Utah Public Health Department that there has been a second confirmed case in Washington County, but that is not in the latest count from the state just yet. All the newest cases are Utah residents. The visitor count is now at 11. Salt Lake County went up to 57 residential cases and 3 visitor cases. Davis County reporting 2 new cases, bringing their total to 14.
And we're just learning that one of those new cases is the first case reported at Weber State. The university put out a statement today saying that the student was a track and field athlete who got exposed from someone who was not a student after those classes were canceled last week. Coaches and other members of the team who had direct contact with this individual are aware and are being asked to social distance and self-monitor.
Like many hospitals around the country, Moab Regional is facing a critical shortage of personal protective equipment. The hospital telling Fox 13 earlier this week that they were having to ration face masks. They're now saying they're facing a shortage of face masks and N95 respirators, and employees are assigned 1 mask per week. While the hospital has seen a generous response from the local community stepping up to make hand-sewn masks, Utah Senator Mitt Romney told Fox 13 that he wishes our government would have been more aggressive with COVID-19 since the get-go.
I think the government is trying to get up and running and try and help with protective gear, but the truth is that we were really inadequately prepared for what came. We really should have had a much bigger stockpile of masks and protective gowns and eye shields and so forth. And we didn't have those things, and we also didn't have the manufacturing capacity here in our country to provide those things. So it represented a real mistake.
The hospital called on the public to reach out to state leaders to mobilize a response to the shortage.
The Utah Department of Health has amended a recent order regarding mass gatherings to clearly remove the potential criminal penalty that's associated with gatherings in groups larger than 10. The governor said in a statement today that he doesn't want Utahns to feel like they are being threatened with prosecution. He also encourages Utahns to follow state recommendations to avoid group gatherings to reduce the number of COVID-19 cases in our state.
Starting Monday, the Utah Driver's License Division is suspending all regular operator driving skills tests until Friday, May 1st. The motorcycle and CDL tests will not be impacted by the change. The Driver's License Division's offices will remain open, and the DLD website will continue to help you with online renewals and address changes.
And another change, Salt Lake City Mayor Aaron Mendenhall is suspending residential parking enforcement during the coronavirus pandemic. In an emergency declaration, she says people may need to self-quarantine and might not be able to access their vehicle in some neighborhoods. Now, this does not apply to downtown meters, which will still be enforced to allow people to access businesses that still are open.
New tonight, Intermountain Healthcare purchasing locally made sanitizer during the coronavirus pandemic. Salt Flats Spirits says Intermountain bought roughly 1,000 bottles. The sanitizer is 80% ethyl alcohol, 20% higher alcohol content than regular Purell. Salt Flats says it's compliant with health standards, and the recipe follows the recipe outlined by the World Health Organization. Intermountain won't use the sanitizer for patients, but plans to give it to caregivers and out-of-hospital employees. The sanitizer is also for sale to the public.
Well, the first week of homeschooling was overwhelming for some parents, and now a local business is working to make life a little easier.
Fox 13's Spencer Joseph shows why Homewood Creations is giving out free desks.
So Homewood Creations, we build cabinets. We're a lean manufacturer building cabinets. We've got a great crew.
I think we're really just tired of feeling helpless, like we couldn't do anything. We took our skills as woodworkers and thought this is the best way to give back.
Homewood Creations are taking matters into their own hands, making desks for kids to work at while schools are closed.
Tabletop, we're running it through the edge bander.
The best part is, they're free of charge, and a lot of this company's suppliers are also kicking in materials to help out.
We're not charging anything at all, so it's good to see that other people are just as concerned about this as we are.
The desks themselves are pretty simple, just 4 pieces that fit together, but you can see, incredibly strong. Saturday was the team's first time to see the fruits of their labor, shipping out some of the desks to Tooele to go to families.
To see people actually show up here and pick up the desks, it just kind of made it real.
And they've also been seeing their impact through social media.
One lady said that her 2 older teenage kids are at the kitchen table, and so the little ones in elementary school are just on the floor. To be able to provide this for the elementary school kids is, I think, going to be great.
The team has come in on their off hours to build these, making more than 600 so far. But they say they need some more donations if they are to keep going strong. And ultimately, they will keep building for as long as there is a need.
Education is huge, and that's part of the reason we wanted to help kids, was so they could get a better quality education with the help of these desks.
And if you want to learn more about where you can get a desk, you can log on to our website, fox13now.com. We'll have a link on everywhere that you can go to get a desk. In Salt Lake City, Spencer Joseph, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Fox 13 News wants you to stay informed and safe. You can find other resources and stories about COVID-19 on our website. That's fox13now.com. You can find our live blog about COVID-19. You can get some updates on cases using our COVID-19 tracker and find all of the latest stories by clicking on the coronavirus tab.
And if you have questions or concerns about COVID-19, you can call the state hotline, that number on your screen, 1-800-456-7707. And after a week of staying home, many Utahns were anxious to get outside today, and the proof is right here, as dozens of cars lined up at Antelope Island State Park. John Berenny, who took this video, says the line is at least a half-mile long and even compared it to Disney World. But when he got inside the park, he said it was not that crowded.
Good to get out there and practice a little social distancing, and perhaps another nice day tomorrow to do so, Breck.
Yeah, definitely. Many of you getting outdoors. We was up in Summit County doing some snowmobiling. Here on the valley, seeing a lot of people doing some nice walking, keeping their distance, though, as Mother Nature hopefully keeping the distance away from the storms. At least today we saw a little bit of activity with some isolated showers across the state. Now, for southern Utah, it was kind of opposite, waking up with mostly cloudy skies, but as we moved throughout the afternoon, we saw some sunshine. Northern Utah, though, we saw the sunshine in the morning, but throughout the afternoon, threatening showers, again, where we saw most of the activity over the mountains. Well, as we take a look at the highs today, we got up into the 50s, about 5 degrees warmer than yesterday. It's still slightly below normal, but the high today in Logan, a nice 53 degrees, as well as in Salt Lake City. 40s, though, in Price, Vernal as well. We did make it up to 50 degrees in Cedar City, and in St. George, close to 60 degrees. Heading for the 60s for the Dixie area as moisture beginning to push its way through. We have some clouds throughout central Utah. Earlier, we had the showers across areas such as Cedar City over towards Bryce Canyon. Those showers have dissipated. Now, across northern Utah, not seeing much, at least as we look along the Wasatch Front, but pushing further northward, a few isolated showers as you go from Brigham City up through Tremont. You can see some wet roads spilling over into Cache Valley. But as we get past midnight, those showers also moving away. Decreasing clouds, a slight chance here for the next couple of hours of maybe seeing a brief isolated rain shower, but overnight temperatures dipping down into the upper 30s. Yeah, we get one more day with some sunshine, warmer temperatures, and then it all comes crashing down. We have a few storms to talk about here for the next several days. We'll show you that 7-day forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Another strong aftershock hitting northern Utah today. Take a close look at this map. It shows all the earthquakes that have hit in just the last few days. The most notable, a 3.4 magnitude at 11 o'clock this afternoon. The epicenter is near Magna, where the 5.7 hit earlier this week, and we can expect to have more aftershocks for the next 10 days. But seismologists do have some peace of mind for us.
The chance of an earthquake, maybe bigger than about a 5.7, is about there's about a 1% chance of that, maybe even less, a little bit less than 1% for the next week. And that's going to just keep going down as the time goes on.
And while seismologists are using those aftershocks to map out the rupture zone, those who were hit the hardest are trying to figure out how to move forward.
Tonight, Fox 13's Sydney Glenn joins us live from one of the areas with the most damage, Main Street, Magna. Sydney.
Yeah, it's eerily quiet out here for a Saturday on Main Street. Instead of people walking around, you see caution tape everywhere, places closed. Earlier today, leaders met to update us on the situation. So far, they say more than 70 people have reported earthquake damage. None of them have earthquake insurance. A normally busy Main Street was quiet Saturday. Each door given a notice, red, yellow, or green. Wee Witches 3 is one of the lucky ones with the green light to be open with just a couple $100 worth of damage.
That's beyond luck. That's very fortunate. I wish everyone here could have been as lucky.
Most weren't as lucky.
It looked like a war zone.
Many places closed, pieces of their shops scattered across the sidewalk.
That was a really tough one. It was worse than kicking people while they're down.
Between the COVID-19 pandemic and the earthquake, things haven't been good for business. But Saturday, this unique shop was open.
So this is a witch shop. We are very spiritual.
It's not your normal witch shop, though, these witches say.
So I read up what you're doing.
Want to put your other toys in there too? Yep. All right. Sorry you guys had to wait so long.
I wouldn't say we're a traditional shop that caters to just witchcraft.
They do a little bit of everything in here, casting spells, reading fortunes, and selling herbs.
Our apothecary is for magical purposes, not for medical purposes.
Well, things are still quiet out there. And in here, these self-proclaimed witches know there's no magic way to get this back to normal. But they do have one idea.
We've even thought about giving out a roll of toilet paper every time somebody comes in and makes a purchase.
If you have any sort of earthquake damage, you can report that online or you can call. We have the phone number and the website for you on our website, fox13now.com. Live in Magna, Sydney Glenn, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Sydney, thank you. After sustaining some damage from Wednesday's earthquake, a local state park will be back open. Great Salt Lake State Park and Marina in Magna abruptly closed after Wednesday's 5.7 magnitude earthquake damaged a water line there. The park was closed for a few days to get the line fixed and make some other assessments. It'll be back open tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m.
And of course, stay with Fox 13 News for continuing coverage on Wednesday's 5.7 magnitude earthquake. We'll keep you updated with the latest, both on air, on social media, and on fox13now.com. Still to come, it's a personal nightmare making many anxious. Coming up, tips for coping during COVID-19.
And Lieutenant Governor Spencer Cox making some changes to his campaign for governor during the coronavirus pandemic. We'll explain why.
Fox 13 News understands that these are trying times.
The school district has canceled all classes
Stories concerning COVID-19 are having a major impact on our lives. Our promise is to report clear and accurate information for Utahns, not overhyped, but a calm and honest reflection of the news at hand.
Gary Herbert is expected to issue a
Understanding what we're up against is the best way to solve it, and we are in this together. Fox 13 News. Let's connect.
When we face adversity, we find a way through it. It's about taking care of each other. It's the small parts that make a big difference. At Chevy, we promise to do ours. We're offering Chevy owners complimentary OnStar Crisis Assist services and Wi-Fi data. If you need a new Chevy, interest-free financing for 84 months with deferred payments for 120 days on many of our most popular models. You may even shop online and take delivery at home. It's just our way of doing our part.
Medicine in America is pretty reactive. The foundations of health are really non-medical.
There are many social issues that contribute to health concerns. Intermountain Healthcare is pioneering an alliance that collaborates with organizations to solve these complex issues.
Issues of housing, issues of education, and navigating through red tape to help them with their own finances and create a more stable foundation for their health.
To learn more about Intermountain's initiative, visit intermountain.com.
Dear Outdoors.
I really have to hand it to you. You rock. Our relationship is always reaching new heights. And there's nothing we can't overcome. Let's discover adventure at every turn. Together. See you at the top. Keep it wild, 4Runner. Toyota, let's go places.
A coronavirus update. You get tested. It comes back positive. We're answering all your recovery questions.
Monday at 2 on Fox 13. Live from Fox 13 Studios, this is Fox 13 News at 9.
Well, it's been a tough week between the COVID-19 pandemic and the earthquake. It's been a lot to take on for so many people.
It has, and Dr. Joshua Gibney says he's seen an increase in patients that are suffering from anxiety. So he's urging everyone to find ways to practice social distancing while still connecting with people. Now, this could be through social media or simply calling friends and family. He also says meditation and focusing on the present can help. In a time of change for everyone, it's also changed how doctors see and help their patients.
Or in unfortunate scenarios where we can't see a lot of our patients due to risk of COVID-19, so we're utilizing a lot more telemedicine, which has its pros and cons, but certainly isn't as effective as seeing them in person.
Dr. Gibney urges people to remember at least one thing each day they are thankful for during this time.
New details tonight about a deadly officer-involved shooting in West Jordan that happened overnight. Unified Police have identified the suspect as 28-year-old Brian Pena from Salt Lake City. This happened near 6250 South and 3200 West in West Jordan around 3:30 this morning when police say they got a call about shots fired in Taylorsville. That's when a police officer in Kearns saw a car driven by Pena leaving that area. Police say he hit the median and came stopped at a street sign. That sparked a chase between Pena and police.
The officers observed the driver get out of that vehicle and flee and jump over the fence. Those officers chased that suspect. Where an altercation occurred in the backyard. Something happened there between the officers and the suspect, and the officers fired their weapons, and that suspect is now deceased.
Lake City police are now taking over the investigation per standard protocol.
A West Jordan family was forced from their home today after something in their basement caught fire. West Jordan firefighters say this happened around 8 o'clock this morning at 78th South and Bangerter. The fire shut down the nearby intersection for a time. Nobody hurt, but firefighters estimate about $180,000 in damages.
Lieutenant Governor Spencer Cox is pulling back some of his campaigning during the coronavirus pandemic. He announced he is dropping TV ads, campaign events, and encouraging people to donate to those in need. Cox is heading up the state's task force responding to the pandemic. He's among 7 Republicans seeking a spot on the June primary ballot. The COVID-19 pandemic has affected a lot of other candidates too. Some have pivoted to host virtual events online instead of holding those traditional rallies.
The Utah Food Bank is helping people struggling to put food on the table because of the COVID-19 pandemic and Wednesday's earthquake. The food bank set up shop at an LDS church parking lot today for drivers to pull up and get any food they need, no strings attached. The only thing the food bank kept track of was people's names and the number of people in their families.
This program is actually saving a lot of families because most people live from paycheck to paycheck, and they were not prepared to be sent home for 2 weeks without being paid. And so this program actually is helping them.
Utah Food Bank is always looking for volunteers. Go to fox13now.com if you are interested.
Taking a turn to weather now, and Breck, earlier you mentioned a 4-letter word that I'm not too fond of. And it's not just me either. The skiers and snowboarders really can't benefit any.
It's bittersweet right now.
Snow here for this upcoming week, and yeah, all the ski resorts are closed. Some of you, though, doing some backcountry skiing. Hopefully we get that opportunity still, that we don't see a full shutdown. But yeah, we're going to be looking at a series of storms pushing through the area here over the next few days. But let's first focus in for the weekend, where today temperatures climbing up to the low 50s in Salt Lake City, so close to where they should be for this time of year. Actually, we're going to go above average come tomorrow. hopefully reaching the 60s across some areas for the Wasatch Front. Dixie area, you should be back into the 60s for tomorrow. Right now, though, we're in the 40s. Winds fairly calm, a few clouds around, even an isolated shower across extreme northern Utah. But those clouds and that moisture moving away. Now we talk about the snow. Let's give you an update where as we look starting off the month, this is here February 29th, the snowpack across the state close to average. As we look across northern Utah, slightly above average. We were starting to see some concerns across southwestern Utah. You can see there just north of the Dixie area, 85% north of Pine Valley Mountains. Now, as we update you with a series of storms which have been pushing through here over the past couple of weeks, mainly across southern Utah, that's been helping the situation, improving the snowpack there. Now, we've lost some ground here across northern Utah, so we still need storms to push through, and we still need the snow to come in and help build in that snowpack. Hopefully, we can enjoy the reservoirs, though, as we head into the summer. As we look, though, across the state right now, a few clouds in central into northern Utah. I mentioned a few isolated showers, some rain still falling just south of Tremont, spilling over into Cache Valley, kind of a mixture of rain and snow right now, but those showers will dissipate. We'll see some improvements and actually clearing skies in the overnight hours. In preparation tomorrow, it's the calm, it's the clear before our next series of storms. The first storm, as it's positioned right now off the California coast, it moves in on shore and then towards the state of Utah. It gets here Monday afternoon. Now, models are changing just a little bit, but what they're indicating is there's a colder system behind it that digs southward and moves towards the state. That one looks to drop temperatures and bring valley snow back into the forecast as we look Wednesday night through Thursday morning. Okay, let's take a look at our computer models to get you through the next 48 hours. And again, confirming what we're expecting to see to come tomorrow. So as we move the clock tonight through tomorrow morning, we're waking up with mostly clear skies across the state, hanging on to the sunshine. Few clouds in the afternoon, maybe through central Utah, an isolated mountain shower, but as you can see across northern Utah, not a concern until early Monday morning. Starting to see some mountain snow showers. Southwestern Utah, the brunt of the storm moving through, and then it spreads the showers across the state Monday afternoon. So looks like coming in from the south, it's still rain in the valleys, snow in the mountains. Again, we don't see that change over into snow for the valleys until late Wednesday into Thursday. But that storm will bring moisture across northern Utah and keep the possibility of some wet weather going even as we look towards Wednesday and Thursday. Tomorrow, though, it's warmer, mid to upper 50s, partly cloudy skies. Central Utah, we're in the mid 50s, low 60s in St. George. For the Dixie area, we've got 60s tomorrow, then the rain hits on Monday, low 60s Tuesday and Wednesday, more rain on Thursday. Hopefully by next weekend, we're clearing out nicely as we return to the 60s. Now for northern Utah, once we hit Monday, it's rain. Rain on Tuesday, Wednesday, the snow hitting on Thursday, break Friday. Next weekend also looks to be wet. So get out and enjoy the sunshine and get those kids out because it looks like they're going to be inside many days for the upcoming week.
All right, Breck, it's like a slap in the face every time you say rain. Still to come, dozens of cars lining up at Snowbird's headquarters today, but it wasn't to ski. How the resort is helping its employees who are no longer working because of COVID-19.
Toyota trucks are built to last. You work, you play, you practically live your whole life in them, and they still maintain their value. In fact, Tacoma is #1, Tundra #2, and 4Runner is #3 overall in KBB resale value. Toyota is the best KBB resale value brand, period. Right now, lease a tough new 2019 Toyota Tacoma for just $269 per month. America's best-selling midsize pickup for the last 10 years. Find your Toyota at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
So we had a house in Vernal that we had to sell quickly. We were living out in Salt Lake area for my husband's job. Because of the distance, we had a hard time showing it. And so we got our realtor and she was able to just get things moving so fast and I didn't have to worry about it. She got the house sold. We were able to move the deal through quickly and she was able to get exactly what we needed for it. There was no way I could have done this on my own. Having a realtor was it was fantastic.
Don't worry, there's nothing out there.
Man, I hope there's nothing out there. This car once even sensed a collision before it happened. Cameras, sensors, Audi Presense. Not much is sneaking up on us.
Thanks for waiting.
Here she is. We are ready to go.
Intelligence that can stay a step ahead of you. Get exceptional offers on an Audi today.
With over 1 million members, it's clear more people prefer the better rates and lower fees at America First Credit Union. Still, it's not for everyone.
We're not some of those sheep that go to the most popular credit union in Utah.
Exactly. We're into organic banking. You bury your money in a little mason jar outside.
Jar to wallet.
It's very retro.
Or, if you prefer more convenient access to your money, America First has mobile banking and the most branches in Utah.
When we face adversity, we find a way through it. It's about taking care of each other. It's the small parts that make a big difference. At Chevy, we promise to do ours. We're offering Chevy owners complimentary OnStar Crisis Assist services and Wi-Fi data. If you need a new Chevy, interest-free financing for 84 months with deferred payments for 120 days on many of our most popular models. You may even shop online and take delivery at home. It's just our way of doing our part.
This is Fox 13 News.
The COVID-19 scare has caused the sudden closure of Utah ski resorts, and now many seasonal employees are suddenly out of a job. Fox 13's John Franke reports from Holiday, where Snowbird is trying to take some of the unexpected burden off of its employees.
March is typically a very busy time for us.
Snowbird Resort is used to seeing long lines this time of year, especially on beautiful days like this.
It's definitely a big change of pace for us. Not anything we would have planned on.
But this line of cars
is certainly a little disheartening that we had to close down when we did.
Is a sign that nothing is normal anymore.
Snowbird is doing a food drive for the entire family of all 1,900 employees.
With the resort closed indefinitely and so many employees facing an uncertain future,
part-time and seasonal people are going to be paid through March 27th.
The resort realized its kitchens were filled with food.
What we have is a little over 10,000 pounds of food that was brought down from the resort as a result of our operational shutdown.
And especially in these times,
it almost seems like it changes not so much day by day, but moment by moment.
Nothing should go to waste.
All the food that was fit to donate, that want to make sure that the perishable food we had on hand can go to our Snowbird family.
5 tons of food were given away to the resort's full and part-time staff.
We've had a lot of people at the resort while our resort operations have been suspended, worked very hard to put all this food together.
Every car in line received a box.
Getting a lot of fruits and vegetables, some bread, some eggs.
A resort that prides itself on family is taking care of its own.
We hope that it helps all of our employees just a little bit more today.
It's the one constant when it seems like everything around us is changing.
We're going to stay positive, we're going to stay hopeful, and we're going to continue to do everything we can to support the Snowbird family.
The resort and its employees are trying to stay optimistic. They're holding out hope that they'll reopen again before the end of this season. In Holiday, John Franke, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Still to come, 2 major cities changing their strategy when it comes to fighting the coronavirus. How the federal government's response to COVID-19 is evolving.